Good morning. Namaste to each of you. Thank you for joining me this morning to honor your mind and your body and your spirit. Let's just take a moment to become present. Find a nice, comfortable seated position on a cushion or block, towel, something that allows the back of your neck and your spine to be one nice, long column. Opening up your chest and opening up your diaphragm and opening up your heart. Gently close your eyes and soften your thoughts. Soften your eyes. Soften your shoulders. And soften your heart. Observe your breath as it is, soft and gentle, breathing life into you with each inhale and relaxation with each exhale. Feel the grace of being present, returning to that awareness again and again. You may open your eyes now. For this morning's intention, you may think of a positive word or phrase to have with you on your mat and perhaps carry with you throughout the day. This morning's intention is Saucha. So we've been talking about the Yamas, and now we're going to talk about the Niyamas, which is the second limb of the 8 limbs of yoga. And the Niyamas are guidelines in how to interact with yourself as opposed to the world, which was the Yamas. The first Niyama, here comes the cameo by Oscar. The first Niyama is Saucha, which is Sanskrit for purity, cleanliness, and clarity. It's simply put, removing stuff to come to the essence of something. Again, let's review. Purity, cleanliness, clarity. Removing stuff, and it could be thought stuff, it could be physical stuff, but it's removing stuff to come to the essence of something. Deborah Adele says, and that's from her book, Yamas and Niyamas, we are asked to be with life, with others, with things, with the day, with work, with the weather, as they are in the moment, not as we wish they were, or think they should be, or expect them to be. We failed this guideline, the Saucha guideline, in any of our attempts to change, to judge, criticize, to alter, control, manipulate, pretend, be disappointed, or check out. That's us putting stuff on something that's there. So purity is not our attempt to make something different than it is. Or purity is basically not to make something different than it is. So this morning's pranayama, we're going to do Kumbhaka or Kumbhaka. Kombucha is a beverage. Kumbhaka is what we're going to do. Focusing on the natural pauses between the inhales and the exhales. So when we do that, our mind becomes more still and more clear when we focus on those pauses. And there's a classic Kumbhaka type breath, and that is box breath. And then this is something that I think the military uses a lot. I know Navy SEALs use it, and it calms them before they go out on a mission. It's one of their classic pranayamas that they use. And what it is, box breath, envision a box equal sides. So we're going to inhale, count of 4, pause for a count of 4, exhale to a count of 4, and then pause to another count of 4. So we're creating this box. So let's start. I'm going to count to 4 and inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to segue to our meditation. You can use that box breath in your meditation. Going back to the theme of Saucha, the clarity, there was a phrase that I found that I thought made it clear about meditation, or at least it was to me. And it says, when we meditate, we have to be clear to allow that some days meditation is easier than other days. It's understood that we can be still and not be quiet, and we can be quiet and not be still. So meditation allows for all that. And I have a mudra that will hopefully help a little bit. It's called Buddhi mudra, and it takes your pinky and your thumb and brings it together, extending the other 3 fingers. And this improves mental clarity, enhancing our connection to our intuition. And as I've been doing as of late, and I'm enjoying this, I have an affirmation for you to focus on while you're in your meditation. And the affirmation is, my relationship with this moment is pure. My relationship with this moment is pure. I'll meet you on the mat. Let's start our asana practice now. We'll start with our sun breaths and incorporate that box breath in this. So we're going to come up. We'll be pretty fast for the count of 4, but we'll try that and see how it goes. So inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bringing the hands down. Pause, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, opening up the hands, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, closing the hands, 2, 3, 4. Pop. Exhale, yeah. Pause, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Too much counting for me. So let's just kind of do a nice flow with this and go. And you can, if you want to do the pausing, that's up to you. But I'm just going to kind of do the flow. So inhaling up and then exhaling to heart center. Inhaling, opening. Exhaling, closing. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhaling up. Big inhale. Exhale down. Big exhale. Just really feel that inhale and exhale. Inhale, open. And then exhale, close. Inhale, up. And exhale down. One last time. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale up. And exhale down. Just let your hands float back down to the mat. Okay, we'll continue on doing some twists. We're going to create a nice flow, continuous flow. So inhale, bringing your arms up. Twist over to the left, bring your hands down. Exhaling, inhaling, lifting your hands up. Twisting over to the right, bringing your hands down on the exhale. And then once they land, bring them right back up again. Twist over to the left, bring your hands down. Let them touch down and then lift them right back up again on the inhale. Twisting over to the right, exhale, bringing them down. Touch down, and one last time to the left. Inhaling up, twisting to the left, exhaling down, land, and then come back to center. Then we'll set our feet side by side if you have your legs crossed. And we'll do some forward folds and just find that sweet spot for yourself. We'll just kind of walk our hands out slowly and taking inhales and releasing down toward the mat or toward the floor on the exhale. And just kind of keep crawling until you get to your sweet spot. And on the exhale, just release and try to relax into the pose. And then slowly walk your way back up. Come back to a seated position, and we'll switch legs. So the left leg will be out in front of the right leg, or whichever you had it, just reverse it. And then we'll slowly walk again, slowly out. And your sweet spot might be a little different on this side. Again, employ your breath as a tool to let you relax into the pose. And then walk our hands back up. And just let each moment today and every day just be pure in that, and just be, basically just be okay with, have that grace of the present moment. All right, so let's roll down on our back. We can do one of three ways. I'm gonna have my knees bent this morning and slowly roll down, trying to connect each vertebrae with the mat one at a time, building up my core strength. And then bring my knees to my chest and give them a nice hug. Maybe rock back and forth, massage the lower back. And then we'll bring both feet down to the mat and then extend them all the way to the bottom of the mat. Coming into reclined mountain pose. I have a fly that is just kind of enamored with me at the moment. So I'm like swatting away here. Alrighty, and we're gonna slide our right foot up along our left leg till our legs become a figure four. And the right foot's at our left knee. And then we'll come into reclined pigeon. So bring your right ankle up above and land it on your left leg just above the knee, and slide your left foot so it's on the mat. And then we'll lift the left leg up and flex both feet up to the sky, and wrap our hands around the left thigh and guiding that left thigh toward our chest. And just kind of breathe in, breathe, exhale to any tension you may feel. See if you can loosen it up a little bit. And then we'll bring both legs side by side as if we're sitting in a chair. And we're going to roll over to our right side. So keeping our legs in that chair format, we're going to roll our torso all the way over to the right side, landing on our right shoulder and our right hip. We'll send our arms out straight in front of us at shoulder height. And we'll make some rainbows. So we're going to lift the left hand up and make a 180-degree sweep all the way over to the other side. And following gaze with your eyes. And shoulder blades, see if they can be nice and snug in the mat. And then return that left hand slowly, making the arc overhead, following it with your gaze, and landing on your right hand. So both hands are in Anjali Mudra. And we'll do that again 2 more times. So sweeping, you can go as slow or as fast as what's comfortable for you. And then when your left hand lands with the palm up, just kind of relax into the pose. Feel the connection of your shoulder blades with the mat. Just that openness, that spaciousness. And then bring that hand back over to the right hand. And one more time. Slowly making our way over. And while our hands are out to each side, let's roll our knees back to center, coming back to center, and then wrap our arms around our knees, giving our knees a nice hug. And then sending our feet down to the bottom of the mat, coming into reclined mountain pose. And then we'll sweep the left foot up the side of the right leg, bringing it to the knee, creating a figure 4. And then we'll bring our legs into reclined pigeon pose. So lifting the left ankle over on top of the right leg, just above the knee, and then sliding the right foot onto the mat. And then lifting the right leg up off the mat, flexing both toes up to the sky. And then wrapping your hands around the leg. We'll guide that right leg toward our chest till it reaches your sweet spot. And again, add any exhales to that tension you may be feeling. See if it loosens it up. Relaxing into the pose as much as you can. And then we'll release the legs, bringing them into that sitting in a chair pose. And we'll take the legs and drop them over to the left side. And extend both arms out at shoulder height. We'll do a few rainbows here. We'll just sweep a little bit faster than I did the first time. Bringing the hand all the way down. Feeling perhaps the connection of the shoulder blades to the mat. Felt it on the other way, but this side is just a little bit off the mat. And then sweeping it back. Hands come together. And then sweeping it 2 more times. Trying to relax my shoulder blades into the mat. And then coming back. And one last time, sweeping up. And over, relaxing into the pose. And it just be what it is. And then we're going to lift our legs back up to center. Wrap our hands around our knees, give them a nice hug. And then you can either roll over to the side again and make your way back up, or you can tuck your hands underneath your knees and rock and roll your way back up, crossing your legs and then bringing your hands over in front of you, coming into tabletop. So the tabletop, our wrists are right below our shoulders, knees right below the hips. Fingers are splayed apart, index finger reaching up toward the top of the mat. Navel's tucked to the spine. Gentle pressure in your hands so you can create some space between your shoulders and your ears. And then we'll do some head turns, so it's slowly turning your head to look to the right side, which is the drishti point. And then slowly turning it back to center, and then continuing the flow over to the left side. And then back to center, over to the right side. And continue back to center, and on to the left side. And back to center. One more full sweep over to the right. And one more full sweep over to the left. And bringing your head back to center, just check in on your alignment, that gentle pressure in your hands. We're going to go into cat-cows. So exhaling, rounding the back, dropping the head and tail down. Really stretching out the spine. And then inhaling, lifting the head up, sending the gaze straight ahead, tailbones up. And then exhaling, rounding the back again, dropping the head and tailbone down. Inhale, lifting the head up, sending the gaze straight ahead. Exhaling, rounding the back. And just continue for a few moments at your own pace. Inhale, lifting the head up. Really synchronizing your breath with your movement. All right, and we'll come back to tabletop. We'll do bird dog. So bringing your knees together underneath your hips so that your knees are touching. Again, checking on your hands that your weight is evenly distributed. We're going to lift the right leg up and lift the left arm up. We're going to point on the inhale, flex your foot on the exhale, point your toes on the inhale, exhale on the flex, point, inhale, exhale, 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 flex. And the last time, point, and then bring hands and knee down. We'll do that on the other side. Lifting the left leg up, hip height. And check in that your hip bones are parallel with the mat, that you're not torqued to one side. Evenly distributing your weight in your hands. That'll help with that. And then lifting the right arm up, and point. On the inhale, flex, exhale, point, 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 inhale, and then bringing hand and knee back down. And bring your hips down to your ankles and come into extended child's pose. So stretching out your hands toward the top of the mat. Really trying to connect your hip bones with your ankles or the bottom of your heel. And then come back up to tabletop. Tuck your toes under and walk your hands back, coming into squat. And then pushing down in your balls of your feet, come up to mountain pose. Mountain pose. We're going to first get grounded. That's a great benefit of mountain pose, is just feeling that connection with the earth. So let's lift our toes up off the mat, spread them apart, and then really bring them down and connect with the mat. Really feel that connection. And then lift the heels up off the mat. And then bringing them down and really feeling that connection, really grounding. The feeling of strength and stillness and stability. And then with mountain pose, it's also the essentials of good posture. So our toes are lined up with the straight part of the mat. Legs are nice and straight and strong. Gentle bend in the knees. Navel's tucked to the spine. Lifting your spine, the back of your neck up. Shoulders are relaxed and rolled back. Chin's ever so slightly tucked toward your chest so that you're not having the chin jut. And then the crown of your head's reaching up to the sky. We'll sweep our hands up overhead. And then exhale, bring our hands back down to the mat, bending the knees as we go. Really support your lower back. And just check in here for a moment. And then lifting our hands to our shins, flattening out our back. We actually slide our hands all the way up to our tops of our thighs, making those little chicken wing elbows, and really feel that straightening of the spine, back of the neck. Gaze straight down so you can elongate the spine and the neck. Then we'll slide our hands all the way back down toward the mat and just let them hang there and let gravity take over for a moment. Continue your breathing. And then sweep your hands all the way up overhead. We'll come up onto our tippy toes. And then as we bring our hands down, bring our hands down, we're going to come back down to the mat with our heels. And then sweeping up, again, coming up onto our tippy toes. And then slowly bringing our hands back down and lowering our heels back down to the mat. And all one swoop. And again, sweeping our hands all the way up onto the tippy toes. And then slowly coming back down with control, lowering your heels slowly back down to the mat. And then sending your hands, continuing them on their journey all the way back down to the mat, bending your knees as you go. And then bringing your hands to the shins, tucking your elbows in, creating that flat back. And then dropping your crown of your head down toward the mat. And just let gravity take over for a moment. And then sweeping your hands all the way up overhead. Palms come together. We'll do a few side stretches. So dropping the right hand to the right side and sliding it down, finding that sweet spot for you today. Might be different than yesterday, might be different than tomorrow. And we'll just be clear that that is okay. Bringing the hand back up and dropping the left hand down. Dropping the left hand down toward the left knee. And then back up again, one more time on each side. Right hand comes to right hand slides to the right knee. And then back up again. And the left hand comes down, sliding it down toward the knee, tipping your torso to the left, and then coming back up. We'll send both hands back down to the mat, bending our knees as we go. Forward fold. Inhale, bringing the hands to the shins, nice flat back. And then sending the crown of the head down toward the mat. And sweeping our hand all the way up. Again, on the inhale, bringing the hands together, palms to heart center. We're going to do some leg kicks. So we're just going to lift our one leg at a time. We'll start with lifting the left leg. So feel that connection, that rooting, the grounding of your right foot in the mat. And then we'll just lift the left leg up and try to keep your hips parallel. You're just lifting that left leg straight up. And then we're going to just kick it to like 10 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we're going to take that left knee and bring it over to the left side. And then release it, and we'll do that on the other side. So again, feel that connection with your left foot to your mat, to the floor, and just simply lifting your right leg straight up. And we'll kick it 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we'll take the right knee over to the right side. And then release that. Sweeping our hands up one more time, big inhale. And then exhale, bringing your hands all the way down to the mat. Bending our knees. Inhale, bringing the hands to the shins. Half forward fold, creating a nice straight back. And then dropping the crown of our head down toward the mat. And then sweeping our hands Up overhead with a nice big inhale. Palms come together. Palms come to heart center. Palms come to the back of our hips. Feet are about hip width apart. Fingertips pointing down. Navel's tucked to the spine. Shoulders are relaxed and rolled back. And then just gently drop the shoulders back to the point where you can still feel your breath being nice, even flow. And then bringing your torso back up to mountain pose. We'll go on. Alrighty, so in mountain pose, we'll sweep our hands up overhead. Big inhale and exhale, bringing our hands all the way down. Forward fold, and then half forward fold, hands to our shins. Nice flat back. And then bringing our hands, both hands down to the mat. We extend both feet to the back of the mat, coming into plank pose. So our shoulders are right above our wrists. Fingers are splayed out. Heels are pushing toward the back of the mat. Navel's tucked to the spine. And we're slowly lower either knees, chest, or chin. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Keeping your elbows tucked to the side. And then we'll keep our hands where they are and gently come up into cobra, lifting our chin and our chest up. Tucking our toes under, we're gonna lift right up into downward dog and pedal out here for a moment. And just walk your dog, your hands are still splayed apart. Arms are straight, chest is reaching toward your thigh. Create a little bit of a hip lift toward the sky. And then we're going to bring our left knee to our left elbow, pushing off with our right foot. So we inhale, bring the knee to the elbow, pushing off the right foot. And then back to downward dog and pedal out. And we'll do that again. So left knee comes to left elbow, pushing with our, just gently pushing with our right foot so that you're on the toes of your right foot. And then back to downward dog. And this time we're going to bring our left foot between our hands. So we're going to inhale, lift the left foot up, bringing it between the hands, coming into runner's lunge. Runner's lunge, our left knees right over the left ankle. Back foot, the heels pushing to the back of the mat. Really feeling that stretch. You can lift your hands off. You can feel the strength of your legs supporting you in this pose. And then we'll plant the right hand down and sweep the left hand all the way up to the sky. Runner's lunge with a twist. Keep the legs nice and active. And bringing the left hand back down to the mat. We're going to walk our hands along the right side of the mat. And walk them all the way down to your right foot. And then your right foot, half of your toe pointing to the long edge of the mat. Not pointing to the corner, but pointing to the long edge, straight ahead. And then we're going to come into a one-legged squat. So we just bend that right leg, And our left leg's extended with the toes flexed up to the sky. We're on the ball of our right foot. And then we'll walk our hands back to center. Now our feet are pointed to the corners and our knees are gently bent. Lift our hands to our hips and then lift our torso up straight, coming into a wide-legged stance. And then we'll pivot our feet to the left, coming into warrior two. So with warrior two, knees over our ankle, back foot's at a 90 or 45-degree angle. We'll sweep our arms up at shoulder height. Chest is open to the long side of the mat. And then slowly turning your head to look at your left fingertips. And then we'll drop the right hand down as we lift the left hand up, coming into peaceful warrior. And then bringing that left hand all the way down, pivoting on the back foot, coming into runner's lunge. Now I'm going to bring that right foot up to meet the left foot, coming into forward fold. And then sweeping the hands all the way up overhead. Palms come together, palms come to heart center, and we'll come into tree pose. So with our right foot firmly planted in the mat, and keep my Anjali mudra at heart center, that helps balance. So we can lift the left leg up, and you can bring your left toes down to the mat and have your left heel against the right ankle. That's one version. Or sliding it up to the calf. That's another version. Or sliding it all the way up to the top with a little help from that hand. It's another version. And just relax into that pause, the purity of the pose, purity of the moment. And you can release, and we'll do that all on the other side. So again, sweeping our hands all the way up overhead. And then hands come all the way down to the mat as we bend our knees. Hands come to the shins, half forward fold, nice flat back. And then hands come down onto the mat, fingers splayed apart. Extend both feet to the back of the mat, coming into plank pose. And their shoulders right above the wrists. Navel's tucked to the spine so you don't have a saggy tummy. Heels are pushing to the back of the mat. And then slowly lower down knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, keeping your elbows tucked to the sides. And once you land, gently raise your chin and chest up, pushing down gently in your hands, coming into cobra. And then tuck your toes under and lift your hips up to downward dog. And pedal out your dog. Just walk your dog for a little bit. I am walking this fly. It still has not left me alone. So it's on my left pinky, now my left arm. So the fly and I are going to go for a walk. And then we're going to bring the right knee to the right elbow, pushing off of the left foot. So inhale, lift the right leg up, bring the right knee to the right elbow. And then back and downward dog. Pedal out some more. And then lift the right knee again to the right elbow. And then back, pedal out. And then this last time, we're going to bring that right foot up between our hands. So inhale, lift the right foot up, bring it between the hands, coming into runner's lunge. Just create a nice lunge position where your knee is over your ankle, back foot, the heels pushing all the way to the back of the mat. You can lift your hands off the mat, feel the strength in your legs. And bringing your hands back down, planting your left hand down on the mat. We'll sweep the right hand all the way up to the sky. Keeping both legs active. And then bringing the hand back down. Oh my goodness, I forgot quite a bit of our poses today. So anyway, walking the hands to the left side of the mat, coming into wide-legged stance, but we're going to keep the left toes pointing to the straight edge of the mat, walking our hands over there, come down into a one-legged squat, lifting the toes up. And then walking our hands back to the center of the mat. Now our toes are pointing to the corners of the mat, heels are tucked in. And bringing the hands to our waist, we'll lift our torso up. And turn around, lifting our torso up. And then we're going to pivot to the right, coming into warrior two. The knees over the ankle, back foot's at a 45-degree angle. Chest is in line with this long edge of the mat. And then sweeping our hands up to shoulder height. We'll turn our head and look to the right fingertips. And then we'll pivot and bring both hands back down to the mat, coming back into runner's lunge. And then pushing down into the front foot, lift the back foot, bringing feet side by side, coming into forward fold. And sweeping the hands all the way up overhead. Palms come center. Palms come heart center. And we'll go into tree pose on the other side. So finding your left foot nice and secure and snug, connected in the mat. Lift the right leg up. And then again, you can have one variation where your right toes are on the mat, right heels on your left ankle. Or you could slide your right leg up to the calf for another variation, or all the way up to the thigh. Oops. We'll just be still for a moment. And you can release. We'll bring our pinky toes to the edges of the mat, heels tucked in, lowering our hips down toward the mat, bringing our torso between the legs. Elbows are on the inner part of our knees. Anjali Mudra prayer, hands can come down toward the mat for a little bit more stretch. And then we'll bring our torso down to the mat, or not torso, but sit bones, rather. We come into stacked pose. So stacked pose, you're creating a nice L shape. Your toes are flexed up to the sky. You can make little fists with your hands and push down, lifting your hips off the mat and then releasing them back down gently. You can really feel that pure connection with the mat. And then we're going to go into our half boats. So with this nice connection, with this nice straight back, we're going to bend our knees and lift our legs up off the mat so that they're parallel with the mat. You can keep your hands underneath your knees for this exercise, or alternate, or not do any hands under the knees. But we're going to first drop one foot, right foot, then the left foot, and then both feet. So right foot comes back up, left foot drops down, comes back up, and then both feet down and up. So I'm going to do it without hands. You can do whatever, tuck, alternate, or release. Right, left, both, 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 right, left, both. And I'm going to go back to tucking under, right, left, both, right, left, both. And one last time, right, left, both. Alrighty, then we'll roll down. You can do the express method, keeping your hands tucked under your knees, and just roll down and then gently rock back and forth, hugging your knees. Massage that lower back. Now I'm going to bring both feet down to the mat and so that they're touching, and then open up your knees to each side, keeping the soles of your feet joined together. This is goddess pose. And with your hands, they can be alongside of you, or in goalposts, or up above you, whichever feels good for you today. Actually, I'm going to end instead of Shavasana. Well, no, that's not right, because this should be an active pose, and then we'll go to Shavasana in a moment. It's important to balance active with rest. So by skipping Shavasana, that's skipping half the point. Okay, you can take your knees and bring them back together with your hands, and then extend your feet down to the bottom of the mat. And prepare for Shavasana, sending the feet out to each corner. Arms go alongside, palms up. Take a couple of deep inhales and just relaxing exhales, letting it all out, just melting, which isn't hard to do because it's so warm, but just melting into the mat. And today's poem is by Danna Faulds. Its title is Experience This Moment as It Is. Throw off the bonds of your conditioning and fear and celebrate the wonder of being here. Experience this moment as it is, connected by breath and essence to the whole. You couldn't be separate if you tried. Live this day as if the earth exhales blessings in your direction, as if trees speak their deepest secrets into your ear, as if bird songs can lift you outside your ordinary state of mind and bring you into truth. Be the creative juice flowing through the universe. Be compassion in action and wholeness in motion. Be silence and stillness. The ocean of love so palpable that not one cell of you disputes the truth that you are that.